You know, just talking to the mic.
Yeah, how's this? We're testing. We're trying it out.
All right, cool.
Not bad?
Yep.
Cool.
Cool. How are you doing?
I'm okay, man.
Got Michael Buble on the podcast today.
Oh, we're going?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for having me. Yes.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
If I slip into a Buble voice, it's just a mere force of habit, you know?
Yeah, I watched Being Buble today.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Oh, thanks, man.
So they really paid you $8,000 for that?
Listen, I was just summoned, and it was my job to live up to the task, you know? If we're drafted by somebody higher above, you know, then we have to just live up to it, you know? Yeah, it was all kind of crazy. It was just a very fun thing. Yeah, I mean, it really played out as it did in the doc, where it's just like a lady approached me and said she was looking for a Buble impersonator because she just came up to me after a show at Union Hall and said she was looking for a Buble impersonator for her mom's birthday. It was like less than a week away, and I just fit the bill, you know?
It's funny because you don't look like him, but I also do see it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it's like, maybe should I take this off?
Nah, you on, off, whatever. I usually take them off, so
let's see.
But
let's see how it feels.
Up to you.
It feels like it's one of those things where it's like you know, when you like look at a painting enough and then you're like, oh, is that thing staring at me? You know what I mean? Or you like say a word enough and you're like, oh, that is a weird word. I feel like it's like that kind of thing with Buble, where it's like, I do feel like if you squint enough, like anything kind of makes sense. And
right,
so it just it just kind of like occupies that kind of space where you just have to kind of like eventually just be like, yeah, I guess.
If you're just told this guy looks like Michael Buble, it's like, sure. Which is what happened.
That's completely what happened, yeah. There's just enough, because it's like, people don't really know what he looks like, and also even if you kind of do, it's like, you know, it's not like Obama or somebody, you know what I mean? It's just like a person who you like have this vague like awareness of in your head, and if a guy in a suit says he's that guy, it's kind of like.
And so they really believed you that you were him?
A lot of them did. It's interesting. A lot of them did. They believed I was him. Some of them didn't, or some of them didn't think that I was him and then came to believe it. Like they wanted to believe it. And some of them knew I wasn't, but also were just kind of playing along in this kind of like, you know. It was interesting. I've talked to other like professional impersonators since. Oh, this thing's called Being Buble on YouTube for anyone who wants to watch it. But yeah, no, it's kind of like, I don't know. The analogy I used was like, you wouldn't like tell a group of kids like in a Macy's like, hey, that's not really Santa. Right. You know what I mean? You just like let them have joy for 5 minutes in their sad lives. And so it was just kind of that. It was just, but I've talked to other impersonators since, like professional ones, and they were saying that is a big part, where it's like they just want to feel like this person is in front of them, even if they kind of know it's not or suspect it's not or whatever. They just want to feel like they're being seen by this person, you know?
Yeah. I did a fashion show once where there was a pit bull impersonator there.
Oh, wow, okay. And just trying out the clothes?
I was just wearing the clothes. He was doing a pit bull impression. He was like doing what you did.
Oh, like at the fashion show.
Yeah, like that was part of it.
Oh, I see. Like, yeah. But just wearing his own clothes.
Yeah, his own clothes. He was Pitbull. Clothes that make him look like Pitbull. Sure. But yeah, like that's his job, is he's a Pitbull impersonator.
Yeah, I think that's great.
And he was barking.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's something nice about, it's like people are just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. It's nice because they could just get like an AI chatbot of the person or something, or they could just be like, I don't know, get a cameo for some person, but they're like, no, I just kind of people want a real life thing. They want somebody in front of them who like 2/3 looks like the person, and then they can round up to $1, you know?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we're at. It's like, if you're at 0.51, just make it 1, you know? Like, why not?
So yeah, we kind of just jumped into things with the Being Buble, but when did you get into film? Because I know, like, obviously I know you through stand-up, but you've made some short films and a TV series.
Yeah, I mean, I was always kind of like, so I went to college in Chicago, and I was like writing.
Did you go to Columbia?
I went to Northwestern,
Oh, okay.
so like outside, so Evanston. But so then I would like start to do stand up in Chicago, and then I was also like writing like filmed sketches with friends, and most of them were bad, but I just kind of got interested in both. And so then after I came back, after I moved here and started just like bombing at open mics, I was always kind of like just trying to like film sketches and stuff, and then it went from sketches to like longer, like more shorts, and then I wrote a pilot and sold that. So it's kind of been like a growing, like evolving thing. And then I was like, all right, I want to like write and direct something that I'm not in. And so then I did a couple of those. So yeah, it's just been like a slow kind of like evolution where I've just fallen more and more into it. And yeah, just kind of love it. I don't know. Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, I don't know. It's nice to work a different muscle. It feels like a different kind of thing. And it's like I still do stand up, but not like I used to do it just like a psycho, like every night kind of thing, multiple times a night. And definitely the last few years I've just been like, okay, how do I do it in a way that is like healthy and not take up like 100% of my energy or leave me like gassed the next day, and still leave time to like write and work on other projects and like, you know, try to get shit that I can film or make, you know?
Yeah, and you're from here, right?
Yeah, I'm from here, yeah.
Which part?
I grew up in New York City, in Manhattan.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then I lived in Ridgewood for a while, and then Astoria, and then I lived in Flatbush for years. Yeah, but yeah, and so I think that's why I like felt comfortable like coming back here and just bombing every night sort of thing. Where are you from?
I'm from Pennsylvania.
Whereabouts?
Harrisburg.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I started stand up in Vermont, which is where I met you for the first time.
Oh,
at Skinny Pancake.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah, years ago, like literally.
Yeah.
My first like month of
Oh, really?
comedy. Yeah, honestly.
Were you on that show?
No, I was doing. Remember they had the open mic after.
Right.
So I think I was doing the open mic. I think it literally might have been my second open mic.
Crazy.
It was either. I remember the two people I remember seeing first were, so it was either like my second or third week of stand-up. It was you and Yadoye.
Okay,
were two people that I remember seeing.
Yeah, I remember that Skinny Pancake show, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just nice, like, at that time, it was just like, because they like let you do a long amount of time. So I was always like going to like, Boston or Vermont or just wherever would like let me
I mean that's the kind of stuff I'm doing now. Like I was just in Haymarket, Virginia and Columbia, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, totally. Because you're just like, oh cool, you'll let me keep talking and figure out how to make this like 15 minutes or whatever, and how to turn it into a longer set and find how to transition and all of that. And like, yeah, it is like a whole other kind of muscle for sure.
Yeah. How long have you been doing stand up?
I guess I started like 2012, 2013. So, yeah, a while.
And that was when you were in college?
Yeah, I was just finishing college, yeah. And I feel like I did, you know, mics constantly and just went up, and then, you know, bar shows, and feel like I feel like for me it was definitely like getting comfortable on stage. Like I felt like I was more comfortable writing. I feel like I've talked this with people, but I feel like it's like people are like one of two things. It's like they're more comfortable writing and the performing has to catch up. And some people are like comfortable performing, but then they're not saying anything up there, you know? And and then the very few early on are good at both, and the vast majority are good at neither, and will never be good at either. But
that's true, yeah.
So, but I was definitely like, it was a long time of like, all right, how do I like how do I like slow down and make sure people can hear me, and like, you know, be able to engage with the audience and not like just be like book reporting it up there. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Because I started thinking that I was somebody who was good at writing. Okay. And then I realized it was kind of the opposite.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Because I grew up, like, I thought that I wanted to be a writer.
Sure.
But it was during COVID was when I realized I was like, oh, I really miss performing.
Right.
Because I was like, I have all this time to write now, and I'm not getting the same joy.
Right. Yeah. No, it is like, I remember doing those like Zoom shows and stuff in COVID, and I was like, oh, this doesn't feel like anything. And it was and I was like not looking forward to it, and so I just kind of stopped. Yeah,
it's the Zoom shows and a lot of the like social media content. I was talking about this with a friend yesterday about how like it kind of it takes away the thing that is so great about stand-up. And the thing that, like, I think that all of us who do it really enjoy, which is the connection with a live audience and then the immediate feedback.
Yeah, and also, well, here's the thing. It's like the social media stuff does give you, like, immediate feedback, but it's in a way that kind of, like, that I think can, I'm trying to find a word other than suck. It can like discourage you from like working on the thing. I don't know. I think that like, because it's like a thing when you try a bit or something on stage, or if you write like a script or something, like it's going to be bad. You know, the first draft is going to be bad. When you try the bit, it's not going to work or whatever. But you work on it. Do you know what I mean? And you understand like that's the process. You know. But then I think there's a lot of shit that people post or share online or whatever, and then if it doesn't get like, it doesn't pop in the first like 10 minutes or whatever, they're like, oh, this sucks, I should take it down or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they just are like, oh, I guess that's a bad thing. And or just leave it in a way that it's like, no, I don't know. I mean, like anything, you just have to kind of like figure it out. You know what I mean?
No, it's a very distorted version of the feedback.
Yeah, or like...
It's also never ending. Where like the thing is like when you do a set in person, it's like, you're on stage for whether it's 3 minutes or an hour.
Sure.
You're on stage for that amount of time, getting feedback for that amount of time.
Right.
And then you kind of leave. Maybe you listen back and you're like, all right, now I know what I need to work on.
Right. No, it's a horrible, endless void and never-ending hamster wheel we're running.
But please follow me on Instagram.
Please, all platforms.
Yeah. But so were you into like a stand-up fan growing up, or?
Oh yeah, I loved stand-up. I would like write letters when I was a little kid. I was
really
write letters to comedians asking how do you do stand-up and shit.
You're like a little Judd Apatow.
Totally, yeah. I really was that kind of nerd. Yeah, Bob Newhart wrote me a nice letter back, and then I got like autograph photos from some people. Larry David sent me an autograph photo. I think Chris Rock sent me an autograph photo. I would like type out. I remember I wrote them all like a different. I was like 12 probably, and I wrote them all a different question because I thought they all knew each other and would like compare or whatever.
That's so funny.
Thought I didn't know. I was like, oh, if Robin Williams talks to Rock, then they'll know. Like I didn't think of an original question or whatever, But I loved it. Yeah, I would go. Yeah, because when I was like, in high school, I would go to the Cellar and like watch some of those guys because it was like tough crowd kind of era. So it was like, or that show had just ended, but it was like, Colin Quinn and Geraldo and guys like that I loved. And I loved stand-up. It was just kind of like years of working up the courage to do it. But in my head, I was always kind of like, I wanted to, but I just was not secure enough to actually do it, and was also not secure enough to like, to be bad at it and be able to keep going. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, because I felt the same way. I was 20 the first time I did stand-up. How old were you?
Probably about the same.
Yeah, and it was definitely throughout high school. I didn't grow up here, so I didn't have the same access to it. But my parents were super encouraging it. Like my mom took me to New York to go to Gotham Comedy Club. We saw Sebastian Maniscalco.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Before he was like big. So it was just she was taking me to see a random
still a Gotham
club.
Yeah.
Or like when people would come to Harrisburg and the surrounding area, like they took me to see Ron White and Mike Birbiglia.
Sure, yeah.
I got a signed Birbiglia poster.
That's cool.
He's the first comic I ever met.
Oh,
I
wow.
realized.
That's cool. I mean, I just remember, I would go see those guys. I loved Greg Giraldo. I thought he was like the funniest. I loved.
His son does stand up now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Greg Giraldo Jr.
Oh, wow. I saw, Robin Williams. I saw, I feel lucky to say a lot. I actually did a mic when I was like maybe like 14. I went to one open mic, and I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, they'll be like, oh, who's the new kid kind of thing, And instead they just stared blankly and did what you would do at an open mic. And I was like, oh, shit. I like ran off stage and left the place. But it was once I was in college, there's something more like comforting about being bad in a city where nobody knows you. Do you know what I mean?
I know. Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm like, oh, it doesn't matter. It feels like you can kind of like try something new or reinvent yourself or fail or whatever the fuck, Do
you remember any of the jokes you did when you were 14 or 15?
Wow. Probably not. I remember. Well, I was just remembering this. I was just remembering this because I watched some of that Mel Brooks documentary.
That's so good.
Yeah, I'm not done with it. I'm like halfway through the second one, but when I was watching that, I remembered like, oh, I wrote my own 2,000-year-old man.
Really?
Thing. Yeah. And I do remember a line of that was like embarrassing that I probably won't share, but I do remember doing that. It was the idea of Noah's Ark being a nightclub. That was what the 2,000-year-old man reveals.
Okay, I like that.
I mean, I was, a child, but yeah. So I don't even remember how we got on that, but yeah, I loved it as a kid, and so it was always just kind of like, how do I figure out how to, but then also it was just like from doing the like writing sketches and then doing stand up, it was kind of became clear like halfway through college, like, oh, this is what I want to do, and so how do I like just like pursue that, And I was okay failing. I was just like, I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna fail constantly, and I just want to get better at it. That was kind of the goal,
Yeah,
for sure.
And now that you perform at the Cellar now.
Yeah, I haven't actually put in there in a while. I don't know. It was kind of like being less fun for me in a way. I did. It was really nice to get past there and to work there for a while. But then also there was a little part of me that was feeling like the amount of like buzzed to drunk that I felt like I had to be to kind of like match the audience at a certain level. It was kind of like, I don't know. It was just like stressing me out more than it was like giving me enjoyment. So then I kind of like held back on that for a while. But it was great to be there for a little bit, and it felt nice and full circle. I remember when I passed there, I told Esty, the booker there, I was like, I used to come here when I was like a teenager before I was allowed in, and I, would go with my dad, and you would wave me in, and she was like, okay. You think you like tell somebody a nice thing, and they're gonna like, I don't know why are you saying any of this, and you're like, sorry, I thought it was just nice full circle thing in my head,
That's interesting. Do you feel like you had built it up in your head, and that's why you didn't enjoy it as much?
I don't think I'd built it up in my head in that sense. I think there's definitely a maybe pressure of feeling like, at least in that context, that it was like that like you got to do well. You can't be like loose and try as much new stuff, and that it's also like, I guess it can feel for me personally. I guess there were just times I would be up on stage at like, I don't know, like 12:30 or something on a Wednesday, and following somebody who was like just better at giving what an audience needs at that time for that room. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like, we're drunk, we're from Sweden, it's almost 1 a.m. Do you know what I mean? And then I would be on after some of those comics who are great at what they do, and I'm totally comfortable and secure with my things that I'm good at, and it's just less so there. And so there's a part of me that's like, do I like invest a lot of energy in like adapting to that and like writing towards that? Or do I just kind of like own that, like, that it's okay, I'm okay with not putting all my energy there? And that's kind of like, I don't know if it's it's probably some like black and white thinking that I have a little bit, where it's like, it's got to be like all or none sort of thing that I probably deal with. But I think that was some stuff that was like in my head whenever this was a couple of years ago.
And did you ever meet any of the people you wrote letters to?
I don't know if I did actually, but I mean, I met some cool. It's so nice when you meet somebody and who you like grew up liking, and you're like, and they're nice, and you're like, oh, cool, I can keep liking you. Ray Romano was the best.
Yeah, I've heard he's a nice guy. Yeah.
That guy is so nice. I remember there was one night we were like at the table there, and I stuck my head down because he was there, and I'm just watching him like, and then I go up and sit at the table, and then he comes up and says to me and a couple other comics, he's like, were they kind of weird for you guys? And we're like, yeah, I don't know, they're just like there's not a lot of momentum. Like they're laughing, but then they're just like, okay, next. You know, he's like, yeah, God, I had 3 good ones in a row, and now I got to go home. And but it was just like very nice that he was kind of like talking to us like peers. That he has like $1 billion, but he still cares at how he did like in his 4th set on a random Tuesday. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
he still just cares about being good at it.
Yeah, he still cares about being good. He still is like, and is not like up his own ass in that way. I know he always like calls ahead because he doesn't want to bump anybody. Like, so he puts his name in and all of that, so nobody gets knocked off. Just like, yeah, just like a genuinely good dude. So that's cool, you know.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's how I felt having. I had Gary Goldman on the podcast, and like he's somebody that I have looked up to since I was in high school.
He's great.
He's been one of my favorite comics.
Yeah, he's so great. Yeah, it wasn't until I started, I think, that I started like really watching him. But I mean, yeah, I mean that's probably one of the best late night sets ever. Is his the
States
the
one?
state abbreviation thing. Yeah.
He has two of my favorite late nights. That one and the one where it's the role play one.
Oh sure, yeah.
Those are both so good, and it's just like to see a set that is just one bit.
Yeah,
like where it's a set that is just a bunch of jokes in a row that are all great is also really good.
Yeah,
but like the fact that he's able to like stay on a topic or a premise for so long, and he's able to make it its own thing.
Right, and just commit to it and not just kind of like own it. He's like not feel like, oh God, I need to like tighten this, I need to da-da-da-da, but it's just like, no, I want this to be a piece, I want this to be what it is, I want this to all kind of like to bob and weave and still like keep that like main engine of the thing. I mean, yeah, it's great. It's just fucking great.
So what were you like? What were you like as a kid?
What was I like as a kid?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I was definitely like funny in like pockets. I was definitely shy though. I don't know. I was saying like that I wasn't like, I'm opening up about how I was as a kid, and you're on your phone. You can't make me do that. You can't make me do that. No, what was I saying? Oh, I wasn't like a class clown type of person, but I would like whisper a funny thing, and then if they laughed, I would whisper it to somebody else kind of thing. But I wasn't
classic
stand up and everybody look at me sort of thing.
Sorry, I just got a notification.
Oh, well, by all means. But yeah, I don't know. That's how I was as a kid.
So, but did you like? What were your like activities that you were doing?
Like what age are we talking?
All ages, every age. No, I don't know. Like, what were you like in high school? Like, were you playing sports? Did you do like debate?
I ran track in high school. I wasn't like great, but I did run it. What did I do? I did the 100. I did the 200. I did the 4x100. And yeah, we'd have to run distance every day. I hated it. I hated distance.
I did distance.
Really?
Yeah, I did distance and track, and I did cross country.
I could never do cross country now. When I was younger, I did basketball and I did Little League baseball and all that shit when I was a kid. We would play on Randall's Island. We used to play in Central Park, and then everybody was stealing our shit, so we had to move out to Randall's Island. But yeah, I had to. No, I was baseball. I won every award that had nothing to do with talent or ability. I won the sportsmanship award. I won the coach's award for dedication. It was just like perfect attendance, you know. I won the coach's award for determination. It was the same thing as the dedication one. They just forgot what they called it the previous year. And but yeah, no, I always. I guess I liked sports. I guess in high school I did a lot of like tutoring, kind of volunteering type stuff. So I studied education in college because that's what I thought. I like wanted to do comedy, but I thought maybe I'll teach or something if I don't have the courage to do it or whatever. And so that was kind of what a lot of my classes were different like education or like policy-ish classes, which was cool. Like I liked doing that. And then I tutored and I did different stuff like post-college when I was starting out.
Yeah. Did you work as a teacher?
Yeah, well, I teach now,
actually,
in the most like formal way I actually have, which is I teach like a weekly screenwriting to undergrads at Montclair.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and that's chill. It's like we just kind of work on their scripts. I tell them how to fix it, and then we just read it in class. So there's not a lot of like outside work. And then they come back, and sometimes they've made it better, and sometimes they just change the protagonist's name and add a comma, and that's fine too, whatever they want to do. And but yeah, and then when I was starting out, I would tutor, I was like assistant taught, and we'll just do different like temp jobs and stuff that still left plenty of time for comedy. But yeah.
Yeah. And then so the character that you play in Flatbush Misdemeanors, like, how inspired by your own life is that character?
Yeah, I guess I thought that guy, so I played like a shitty public school teacher with a Xanax addiction, and I feel like that's kind of like, I guess I thought of it as like, oh, that's kind of like what I would be, or especially would have been without comedy. Yeah, just kind of like a failing teacher, just kind of like Charlie Brown trying to kick the football, just kind of like, just desperately needing Xanax to get through the day kind of thing. And also one of my best friends growing up, Coach Scholl, who we've been friends since, we were little kids, he went that route and taught. And so it was a mix of like stuff I would steal from him and then, my own sort of like, just I feel like who I would be, just kind of like that sleepwalking through young adulthood kind of energy.
I really related to the character.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Because I work as a substitute teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, but I also feel like, that's probably who I would be if I didn't have like any type of outlet, just totally. Like somebody who is doing this important job that doesn't, but that it's not important to them,
but also like trying and failing.
Yes.
So in that way, kind of like, because I think like comedy, like in teaching, it's like you have to be a little delusional and act like today is going to be different when it's probably not really going to be much different. And so how do you do that? And then also this idea of like, I'm subverting the white savior-y thing where like, I'm not saving anybody.
Yeah.
I'm just, they don't care. I'm really trying though. I'm not indifferent. I am trying. I just am not particularly qualified to do it. So that was another thing of who I thought that guy was just, this guy is putting all of his energy and love and attention into these things that are just never going to be reciprocated. It's just from teaching. And he's like, oh, I'll coach the basketball team. And I'm interested in this girl who doesn't like me. And in this friendship dynamic where the other person is over it and trying to help Bamford, who played my mom, and da-da-da. And it's just like brick wall, brick wall, brick wall, So, yeah, but all that, it was funny getting messages from teachers because it was like, I did think the shit we did within the school setting that as I was writing, I was like, well, this is too crazy. There's one scene where I run up to these kids outside the school and I'm like going through Xanax withdrawal and I ask this former student of mine to like testify on my behalf in like a reinstatement hearing or whatever. And in my head, I'm like, this is crazy. Like as I'm writing the thing. And then I got like, over a half dozen messages from teachers being like, been there. Like, boy, when Dan was da-da-da, like, I felt seen. It was like the crazier, but which was in a way kind of like helpful and a reminder, just like in the same thing when we watch shows about comedy and they're super dramatic or whatever, and you're like, all right. But when they're just showing how ridiculous it is, it's like, oh yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
When you're in a world, not to take it seriously. Like, the shit that happens is absurd. The stuff that other people do or get away with is crazy. What works is bizarre. All of that shit.
Yeah, so. Yeah, and I really loved that idea of like the character does care about what he's, but it's so hard, and especially like I can't say what it's. I mean, I can say like the public schools I grew up going to and the ones I've worked in here in New York.
Sure.
They don't care about you. Like it is a lot like comedy in the sense of like you want to do well,
right?
But like nobody cares if you do. Like there's nobody. Like it's purely on you. And I think that so much with like teachers that I've worked with of like it's just hard.
It's hard, and because everybody's kind of indifferent about it, and then you want to care and you want to try, but also everyone's just trying to like get through the day however they can. Yeah. And so like whatever, when like Roy Wood played the principal, you know, and he would just like have to talk to me about whatever, and he hated my guy. It's like he didn't really care, you know what I mean? He was just like going through the bureaucracy and whatever, and doing his job so he can check a thing off the list, and like on he goes, you know, which is fun. It's fun to like write that, you know.
Yeah, I remember there was a Louis bit that was about teachers, about how like it's the most important job and you have to be an idiot to do it.
Yeah, totally.
Like they don't want like kids don't want to be there.
Yeah,
they don't.
You
know,
they don't, in a way that's like that I feel like is probably even more so now.
Yeah, it's tough with the phones and everything.
Yeah, but in a way that's like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, well, I don't know. It's all silly, but yeah.
But yeah, and then so you were. How did you create that with you and Kevin Iso created that show together?
Yeah, so I like made it as like a web series initially. Well, so I'd done a pilot before Flatbush. It was like this animated pilot that I wrote and sold it to Fox. And so I went through all the steps and like development hurdle and all that shit. And then it didn't go to series, but and then when it doesn't go to series, you're like, I just want to make something, like even if 50 people see it or whatever. And so I had this script for Flatbush and then showed it to some people like in the industry, and they were like, I don't really see it. I don't really know what it is. And then I was like, well, I just want to like fucking make it, even if like 20 people see it. And so chopped it up. It was like this 35-page script, cut anything that would be budget. We just left with these 15 pages, shot it piecemeal, threw it online. Nobody watched it. Nobody cared. But then it found life on the film festival circuit. Like it started to do well at these film festivals where it would screen. The first episode was like a 15-minute thing that would screen with these like other short films. And it's like, if you ever go to a festival, like they're all like 90% of the short films are just like fucking tragic as fuck. And so it would be like, you know, a burn victim and a baby dies and whatever. And so then ours just like had jokes. And so it often wouldn't win, but it would play the best in the room. So anyway, that gave it momentum, and then got it to production companies. And then from there, started working with a production company and then pitched it to networks. And Showtime was just like super on board and just like really got it. And we're great to work with for that.
Yeah. And is it still, where is it available now for people to watch?
Now they can just go check it on I have it all up in my bio. You can just find it.
Because it is good. It's just one of those like more people should watch it. It's really good. I'm not just saying that because you're here, you know.
It's true.
But I am also saying it because you're here. Like I wouldn't.
You wouldn't say it in an empty void.
Yeah, it would, you know.
That would be crazy. Who are you talking to? No, thanks, man. Yeah, no, I mean it's there and people will find it, and I know, you know, I feel like if I'm fortunate enough to do something else, like that then they'll be like, oh, and this was this guy's first thing or whatever, you know. So, but no, I mean, I'm super grateful to have it's just like learned so much just going through that whole thing, just like writing the thing and like EPing and starring, and it was just like in directing in the second season. It was just like a huge like crazy cool chance to like get all that experience doing that, and then also to find those people within the thing where it's like, oh great, I want to work with you, like even if it's a department head or something, it's like you'll be my first ask for anything. For that, to just find like slowly gather those people is really nice, you know. What
was your favorite role? Not like favorite, you know, you're an executive producer, director, writer, actor. What's your of those things, what was your favorite? They all feel kind of like
overlapping, especially the like writing and directing thing. Yeah, I feel like it's like fun. It's fun to act, but I feel like that's the one that I could like take or leave. You know, it's definitely fun.
Had you acted before?
I've acted in friends things or stuff that I have written.
Yeah.
It's fun to act. I don't identify as an actor at all. But it's fun. I enjoy it. But I think especially when like write the thing, or especially when you like are directing it also, the idea of like acting in it as well is like a little, what I was saying to a friend, I was just like, you know, it's like if I've written the thing also and I'm directing it, it's just a bunch of me's talking. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
need to also be in there saying it. Like they're all kind of saying some reflection. Even when Kareem is going on some of his crazy, Kareem Green, who played my stepdad, is going on some of his crazy monologues or whatever. It's like,
He's so good.
he's great.
He's great,
He's
yeah.
great. And he's like wildly different from me, but also like, you know, when I'd write his long, crazy things, I'm like, yeah, I kind of like believe this in some way. Do you know what I mean? And so, in the same way of me looking like Buble, where it's like, if you squint, what he's saying kind of makes sense,
Right.
you know? But yeah, so I don't know. I love the writing, directing stuff. So that's kind of like what I just want to keep creating. But I don't know. I just want to keep. Also, it's just fun to find like new like things to do. Like even with the Buble thing, it was like, oh, cool. I hadn't done like an unscripted kind of thing before, but it
Yeah.
was also just kind of like this test of like, oh, can I do that? Or is like, I don't know, just trying to like follow the ideas and things that are exciting to stay like active and awake and hopefully like, cause it's all so fucking hard, you know? So it's just kind of like, how do you like maintain the joy and enjoyment of the thing, you know? While aware of how hard it is. So, yeah, that's kind of the goal, you know?
So when you get approached by this woman after a show who says you get this all the time, you look like Michael Buble.
Sure. Yeah.
Is your immediate thought like this is something?
Yes. I was like drunk on my birthday at Union Hall, and I'm like walking up to people being like, oh, you're not going to believe what just happened. Then before the gig was confirmed that night, before the gig was confirmed the next day, I was texting people that night being like, I might need somebody to film at some point this week or maybe da-da-da-da. So 100%. Yeah, I was instantly on board and instantly wanting it to happen and instantly wanting to like document it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. It's like it's rare when something like it's just instantly like, yes, this. You know what I mean? There's a lot of like you bang a thing into shape and you slowly, the more you work on it and shape it, the more you get excited about it. But here it was just like a silver platter of like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is, I'm having fun just telling the story and nothing's even happened yet. So clearly there's something here, you know?
And how did that? So you said that's the first unscripted thing that you've done.
Yeah.
How is the process of making that different from making scripted short films?
I guess one thing that it did kind of help was I do think like understanding how to write a script and like what is like good and useful for that. It's still a story. So you know
there's still a narrative to
there's still a
it.
narrative
Yeah.
and you're still shaping a story and it's like a thing that it needs, that any story needs is like some kind of goal or problem.
Yeah.
And it's like, here, this is a goal right there. Is like, I need to successfully impersonate this crooner at a dinner party. And so then, this person who I don't know a thing about, who don't particularly care about. But then it's like, okay, how do you give that the fucking biggest, grandest stakes? You know what I mean? And just make those. I think I heard Seinfeld or somebody said once, like, the idea of like, it's fun to make the small things big and the big things small,
Yeah.
So it's like when when you show guys of like incredible power in these super like small like human moments, like that's funny. When you take this thing that doesn't matter, can you be Buble at a dinner party and shoot a Rocky training sequence out of it and try to make it like a thing? It's like, cool, that's fun. And so, but anyway, so just having aware of like, okay, yeah, so I need to like have this goal and how am I going to be pursuing it and chasing it? And then whatever, the actual event, it's like, whatever, that's, if you're writing a sports script or whatever, that's the big game, or that's the, you know what I mean? That's the big fucking thing. And then the only question is like, what's going to happen? And any outcome seems funny, And so that's what my friend who was filming the thing was saying. He's like, how are you not nervous? And I was like, I guess because like any outcome is funny. Like if I fail, it's funny. If I succeed, it's funny. If they're just confused, it's funny. Like there's really no, and my ego is not wrapped up in being a good Michael Buble impersonator. So
Right.
I'm just playing free,
Yeah.
in a way that is like, I mean, like anybody who's done comedy knows it's like we fail with stuff that matters to us. Do you know what I mean? And this doesn't. But in the same thing with the teacher in Flatbush, it's like, I'm going to give the effort. I'm going to try. I'm going to take a big fucking like swing for the fences and miss or fail, or succeed, miss or fail. Those are the two options. Really, those are the two options in my head. Success wasn't even an option. But then it's going to be like, it's going to be fun because the effort is there, you know?
Yeah.
So that was so I do think it helped because it just made me aware, like, structure-wise, what was needed. And then a lot of it you just figure out in post, like, all right, is this helping, or how do we keep this tight and all of that. But it was really fun. I definitely want to do more of that.
Were you surprised at how well it went?
The gig?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, because it's like you really killed. Like,
yeah, it was crazy. It was a standing ovation. Yeah. I do think I like, honestly, like, it's like a mindset I still wish I could always tap into, where it's like, I do think a part of the reason it went so well is because I was so unqualified that I had nothing to fall back on but have fun. Do you know what I mean? And so, like, when we care and when we're like trying to get all the movements right and when we're trying to like get all the words of the joke or whatever, like, we're focused on the thing. And nobody fucking cares about the thing. They just want to
They just want to have fun.
They just want to have fun. They want to be made to feel good. They want to whatever, you know. And you see that with comics on stage who are just doing nothing. They're doing nothing, but everybody's having fun.
Yeah.
And so there's a part of me where it's like, oh, that is the thing. And all the other stuff, all the meticulous, like, da-da-da-da shit that I waste time with, I'm like, what a fucking waste of time. I just need to sing badly with a smile, and it's all, everybody's happy, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was surprised, but it was also just great. And I do think because I tried, that's part of the reason there was such joy. And I'm just trying to reflect it back to them. Whatever they want to project onto me, I'll bounce right back to them, you know?
Has you ever sang publicly before?
I did one show. I did, Z-Way does like or she used to do like a pop show where she has comedians on, and then in the end she has them sing. So I did that a couple times.
What did you sing?
I did it twice. I sang Wonderful World by Sam Cooke.
Great song.
And that one, my friend Erin, who gives me singing lessons in Being Buble, she is a professional singer, and she gave me some singing lessons during COVID, and we worked on Wonderful World.
Oh,
so I had that one ready. And then a guy, some booker came up to me months later, and he's like, I saw you at Z-Way's show, and I said to somebody, I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting him to have a really good voice. And I was like, you have no idea what that means to me. You have no idea what that means to me. And I had that in my head when everybody was shitting on my singing during Buble. But, and then the other one, what did I sing? Oh, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. I sang that one. Yeah. And I think I did well with that.
There is, I mean, obviously, like, stand-up is vulnerable. There's something really vulnerable about singing when you're not.
Yes.
Because I'm not a natural singer.
Yes.
The only time that I've done any like public singing performance is I did like in Vermont. It had like our own version of Stick or Treat, and I did Adam Sandler doing the Hanukkah song.
Totally.
So and I like.
Yeah.
It was kind of, I was like, I didn't have like a friend like training my voice, but I was like, I was watching it over and over again to be like, I don't want to suck.
Yeah, of course. No, I mean, it's like, but it is like fun and, but no, it definitely is, especially when you're like, when I would like do those singing lessons and just sing for Erin, like on Zoom, when you sing like with just a karaoke track or something and you're just like, so aware of how off you are. It's like you're just like, holy shit, this is crazy.
No, I know,
it's like that feels so much more vulnerable than like being on stage
completely
for an audience or whatever. Because I mean, part of it, it's just like, you know, the stuff you're saying, like, you know, most of it is like solid or you've worked on it or whatever. But no, but truly just one person looking at you and you're like, oh man, I can hear enough to know this is not how it is in my head when the track is behind me. You know?
I don't, like when you're singing in the shower to a song that you know so well, and you're like, man, I'm killing it. And then if you like if you isolated your vocals, you're like, this is awful.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit, this is brutal. But no, it was so fun. Um, and then finding, in the end, yeah, it was just fun finding. Not to spoil it, but the final thing at the end of the doc.
Stop listening. Go watch Being Buble. Come back to this 20 minutes later.
And we're back. I sang after the big performance. I say like, oh man, like unlike comedy where you could just find another show, I can't just go be Buble somewhere else. But then I'm like, maybe you can. Maybe they're just liven up any dinner. And then we hard cut to me singing at a nursing home. It was so hard to find a nursing home that would let me sing. Volunteer. I got paid money to sing at that fancy restaurant, and to find a nursing home that would let me volunteer singing.
Yeah.
I asked like 5 different places. Finally, Park Slope Senior Center, shout out, let me do it. And I was like, great, it'll just be like 5 minutes. And they're like, well, if you're going to sing, we need you to sing all through lunch. So I sang 8 songs over 29 minutes. And boy, were they way more on the fact that I was not Buble than the people at the dinner party. those old seniors, most of them did not for a moment buy it.
Yeah.
But it was great. It was truly the most fun.
I don't know where I am right now, but I know that is not Michael Buble. I can't recognize my own grandson, but I know Buble.
I don't remember much, but I remember that this is something weird.
That's so funny. Oh, so you had to do. Wait, what was the full track list?
That's a great question. I think I have it here. There were a lot of. It was just like a lot of like Sinatra-y stuff. It was like "Fly Me to the Moon." It was "Come Fly with Me."
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one you put in there.
Yeah. I Got You Under My Skin. Yeah, I mean, I'll release the full thing on the Criterion edition.
Yeah. I'm gonna be in 2040. I'm gonna be in my Criterion closet, so I'm gonna be like, the deluxe of Dan Perlman being Buble.
It'll be like just as many as Scorsese has said, one of his favorites of the century. You gotta get the Blu-ray.
Yeah. You should just put out. You gotta make a Being Buble album. Just full Dan Perlman sings Buble.
Why not? Fucking why not?
Does he? I mean, he must have original songs.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah. None of those are.
I know too much now, and
well, you know that he's from Canada and he has 4 kids.
Yeah, that's too much.
That's kind of all you need to know.
You can vibe after that.
He sings a version of the Spider-Man theme song in, I think, Spider-Man 2.
Oh, does he?
I know this because as a kid I was obsessed with Spider-Man, like around this, this time, and I remember like early days of iTunes.
Sure,
I would get like an iTunes allowance, so I could spend $10 on songs every month.
That's cool.
And one of them I bought was it was a single of Michael Buble singing Spider-Man.
It's a good use of money.
And that's how I heard of Michael Buble. So to me, Michael Buble, there was a period of my life where Michael Buble was the guy that sang Spider-Man.
It's really super formative, these random movies that we like.
Right?
It just leads us. Yeah. I remember I saw as a kid, I saw Flubber. Flubber, and they had it was like a commercial, I think, even for it, and it had like James Brown, I Feel Good, and then I went and got a James Brown like album or whatever, and then started listening to other like R&B or Motown, and it's really just like Flubber was this gateway drug, into like all this other music. When you're kids, it's just influential,
What were some other like early films that you remember?
It's fun to call Flubber a film.
It's a cinematic achievement. That's also I'm going to the Criterion closet. I'm getting Being Buble extended edition. I'm getting Flubber.
You got Flubber? You guys got Flubber, right? What did I? Early films? I don't know. I feel like as a kid, you just had because we had VHS when I was a little kid. I feel like The Sandlot I watched a million times. I feel like, God, what the fuck? I should ask my sister what the stuff we watched a lot were. I feel like I've seen Parent Trap a million times. which I would blame my sister for, but I was right there watching it happily too. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's just those few movies. Well, we play basketball. I watched Kazam many times.
I've never seen Kazam.
Oh my God. I haven't seen it since I was 7, but it's great.
I watched
Space Jam.
I was just about to say
loved Space Jam.
Loved Space
and that's
Jam.
one, to bring it back to music, that Space Jam soundtrack is an all-timer.
Who's on? I know R. Kelly's on it.
R. Kelly's on it. A lot of innocent people are on it. Woody Allen's on it.
Woody Allen clarinet
Cosby's
solo.
on it, yeah.
Remember when Bill Cosby made a rap album? You remember that?
No, he doesn't.
He did. He made a clean rap album.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's worse than anything.
Yeah.
Anything he's done. Who is on it? Seal is on it, like Fly Like an Eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
Kiss from a Rose is from Batman.
Oh, there's a Monica song for You I Will. Kiss from a Rose?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think it's from Batman.
But no, an all-timer. And Space Jam 2, truly no good songs.
Never seen it.
I tried to watch it. I didn't get through it. My friend told me a funny story about that. It was like a friend of his. So it's a secondhand story, but was in the writer's room for Space Jam 2, right? And they went through like a bunch of different writers. They're halfway through production. Nope, they don't know what they're doing or, whatever, but they're just filming nothing. And, this guy my friend knows gets called in to the writer's room to be like the 6th writer or whatever, mid-production, and goes into an office, and on the whiteboard in big letters from like the previous writer, just in all caps, it says, "What does Lola Bunny want?" Underline, underline, underline. It's just like so funny to be like halfway through filming and just be kind of like, just like blue skying, like just like brainstorming about the existential wants of like a cartoon bunny. It's just like, it's truly like, it's like so far down.
I think about that a lot with bad children's movies, about how because they're still written by adults who are professional screenwriters.
Sure, yeah.
So that they still have to they are sitting in an office or wherever and they're writing it and they're thinking they have to think deep questions about. Yeah. It's kind of like the Buble thing.
No, it is. It really is. I mean, it's like, but also you see those ones that are like good.
No, I know.
And underneath, it's like, oh yeah, this is great. I mean, that Pixar shit, it's like, some of that is as good at writing as
anything.
Yeah. I mean, those guys are really like crazy attention to detail and everything. And it's like, probably some of the rare times I will like cry during a movie is
Pixar.
They really get me.
Yeah. You're not a big movie crier?
I guess I am now that I think about it. Not big, but I feel, I guess I am. That's fair.
If I watch a movie...
Rewatching Wizard of Oz not long ago, and I cried at the end. I don't know why.
I'll miss you most of all, Scarecrow.
Oh, and she's just so back.
Crazy she says that. They're all there.
When she's just back, and talking to Annie M, It's just nice and also sad that she has to be in Kansas, How can you not cry at somebody being stuck in Kansas? Even just when I see that anybody lives there, I start sobbing.
I watch a Kansas State basketball game
I start crying.
I watch Kansas versus Kansas State.
Look at those Jayhawks. Those poor bastards. I really hope they go to the NBA so they can get out of there. Please be one and done.
Oh. I'm a big movie crier. If I watch a movie by myself, it's
Really?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not anything.
Sure.
I'm not crying. I think if I watch Space Jam 2, I don't know if I'm going to cry by myself.
No, that's fair. Yeah. No, but there are certain ones. Yeah, of the Pixar ones, definitely Inside Out did. Definitely
Inside Out's a good one.
Toy Story 3 definitely did. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're good.
They're good. They're good movies. So you have a sister? You got any other siblings?
Just a sister. She, she's a photo editor in Brooklyn, and she photo edits for Getty Images.
I've heard of them.
Yeah. All the watermarky stuff. And
do you get it? So if you have a Getty image of you, do you get like a discount?
No, I don't get a discount, but she's like tagged me in photos and sent it to me. And she's also done a fun thing where she'll like send me if she's working an event or whatever, and there's somebody in comedy or whatever that I don't know, she'll send me a photo and she'll be like, "Hey, do you know who this is?" or whatever, because she needs to like, you know, attribute who it was. yeah. That one she'd know. That one she's doing the untagging there. That one she's lowering the cost for those photos. Like, does anyone want to buy it? But yeah, no, just the one sibling, and that's enough. Do you have siblings?
I have an older brother, but he died.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When he was 20 and I was 16.
I'm sorry. Oh, shit.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know. Should I ask more with that, or should I
you can? But I've talked about it on the podcast before.
Then I'm not interested. I'm only interested if it's new for the pod.
But he died of a brain aneurysm when he was 20. Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 21. No, I'm 36. I just
okay.
36.
All right. Yeah. So he would be 34. Yeah, he'd be 34 this year. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're 30.
I'm 29.
29.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you feeling anything about turning 30? Do you feel anxiety about age at all?
A little, definitely. I did a lot when I remember turning 20 and turning 21.
Right.
Were like crazy. I remember like literally having like panic attacks on my birthday. Like
wow.
But what were you gonna say?
Oh, just I remember turning 30 felt fine, but then when I turned 31, I remember about that one, like, oh, I'm just like in my 30s.
Right,
now, you know what I mean?
because 30 is still young. I'm 30.
I'm 30. Well, it's an even number. It's fine, whatever. But then 31, it's just like, oh, you're just past that novelty, and you're just there.
Right, because also the 30, it's a special birthday. Let's celebrate. I'm turning 30.
Right.
31, who gives a shit?
Well, right, because then it's like, think of it in terms of like years, like 2000, everyone's like, Y2K, big deal, and then it's not a big deal. It's fine. 2001, nobody thinks about planes hit the towers.
Right,
you know?
And that's kind of what your 31st birthday was like.
That's what yours is going to be like, I'm saying. I'm saying you got to duck.
But yeah, I do feel some anxiety about turning 30. A lot of it is just like, I mean, I don't know if you can relate to this of like thinking like, oh, I thought I'd be more successful by this age.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, it's also just kind of like, but everything like fucking changes so quick that it's kind of like, I do feel like, yeah, there's always kind of that stress, but then it's also like, I do think a benefit of getting older that I certainly feel more now is like, you just have a better sense of what you want that success to look like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. And I think I've already started to like figure that out in the last couple of years of just I don't know about you, like when you started doing stand up and you know you were making short films in college, like did you have like delusions of grandeur of like you were writing letters to like Bob Newhart, like did you think like I'm gonna be the next Bob Newhart?
I don't know that I thought. I mean, I guess I always kind of wanted to just be like a comedian who makes things, and so it's like I wanted to write stuff and make it. I wanted to like feel like I was good at stand up. I don't know that I thought about it in terms of like I definitely never thought like, wow, I want to be at Madison Square Garden or anything like that, you know?
Maybe that's the thing of like coming from like a smaller town, because that's just the only version of it that we see.
Right.
Like I'm not going like where you were going to the Comedy Cellar on a random night and just seeing working comics. For me, I'm just seeing who's on Netflix.
Right. And to me, that was actually more inspiring when I was able to go to the Cellar and see those guys, because it's like when you see those guys who are just like on Mount Rushmore or whatever, you're just kind of like, how the fuck is it get there? You know, it doesn't seem accessible in a way.
Yeah.
But then when you see these guys that are just like not super famous but really good, you're like, oh, this is like, there is like a world here and there's a path and there's something. So it's like, I don't know how to get there, but like I can imagine getting there. Do you know what I mean? And that's exciting and like motivating. You know what I mean? In a way that it's like, but I guess I always kind of think like that. It's like once kind of break it down into a little more like bite-sized pieces, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we can like work with that, you know?
Yeah, I think that's how I felt seeing guys like you and Yadoye at Skinny Pancake.
Right.
Just like, all right, this is something I can work towards.
Sure, yeah. It's like, I can be, instead of at the open mic, the person before that is like making the open mic start late. Yeah. For sure. And so, but I also think like, I mean, it is that whole like work, you know, smart over hard thing, but it's like of just figuring out what that is for you and like what that fun thing Because yeah, I mean, it's like I was saying before, like it's all extremely difficult. So then it's just kind of like, what is the big uphill? What is the boulder that you want to push uphill? You know what I mean? What is the thing that's like more enjoyable in that journey? You know.
For me, it's just an actual boulder. I read the Myth of Sisyphus, and I go, that's my dream job.
I'm a boulder man. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So
I think Sisyphus' favorite podcast to listen to while he
is it? What an honor. But yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like it'll be fine. You know, your 30s, it'll be fine.
It'll be great.
Have we covered most everything?
Most stuff. We got half hour. I got more.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know.
20, we got 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. Run out the clock. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you got somewhere to be.
No, not at all. Not at all. I didn't know. I saw it at the hour mark and didn't know
no.
what we're looking for. Yeah.
Yeah. What do your parents do?
My mom is retired. She lives in Ohio. She was like a hospital administrator for years, and my dad he works part-time now. He's like infectious disease researcher.
Oh, so you got like smart parents.
Yeah, they're smart. Yeah, they're definitely smart. Or you have dumb parents?
No, my parents are also smart.
Okay.
No. Both Jewish?
Both Jewish, but we weren't really religious at all. Like we would celebrate Christmas as a kid.
Really?
Yeah, we'd get a Christmas tree and all that, and would just kind of like. I feel like when my grandma would visit, we'd kind of pretend to be more Jewish, or she'll email me on like Jewish holidays, and I'll write back like yes, and that's how I'll know it's some of these holidays.
I'm so hungry today.
Yeah.
God, I miss bread.
Yeah.
Did you know it's Passover?
I knew because my girlfriend's family had a Seder, and I was trying to think. I was like, I think it might be the first. I was texting my sister. I was like, I feel like we might have had a lackluster Seder once when we were young. We were trying to remember, but anyway, I was at a Seder the other night, and it was fine. She has these like niece and nephew who's like 4 and 2. Whatever. It'd be rude to get into it. This nephew sucks. So it was just like that was the whole thing. But
is your girlfriend's nephew?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But whatever. Good kid. I'll just say that. So I've protected myself. I was joking about him being an asshole. But no, yeah, I'm not super versed in the Seder world, but I was saying I acted in some short where there's a Seder, but that's how I knew even the basics of it.
That's funny. You never did. That was like one of the few. I mean, I guess we would do all the like standard.
Were you bar mitzvahed?
Yeah, I had a bar mitzvah.
What was the theme?
I had it at my summer camp.
Oh, so okay. You have a summer birthday?
No.
You just went in the winter?
Yeah, we went my birthday's in September, my bar mitzvah was in May.
Wow. That's how bad you wanted to have it at your summer camp?
It was my mom's idea, actually.
Oh, wow. Crazy.
And then I was like, okay.
I'm surprised I couldn't keep the camp open. September's not too bad.
They probably could have.
Yeah.
I think we did it Memorial Day.
It's a little late now.
So it was like a long weekend.
Fair.
Yeah. Maybe you could have pitched it, during my bar mitzvah 16 years ago.
Yeah, that's fun. No, I went to plenty of them, but I never.
Never had one.
I never had one. My sister didn't have one.
Did you want to?
No, there was never. But I was also kind of raised like my dad's kind of like very like Bill Maher-ish atheist. You know what I mean? So they would like give us gifts on Christmas, and I would just be like, they're from us. You know what I mean? So there was never. I was never raised with any of it, so I never saw the sort of like value in it, And with time, I'm like, yeah, whatever works. But I was raised to think it was silly.
I also wonder if this is another like thing of like growing up in New York versus somewhere else where there's so many Jewish people here.
Yes,
and it's not. I think that when you're part of like a smaller Jewish community, there's a lot of like importance put on like you got to know all the Jewish stuff.
100%.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely true. And I feel like I've absorbed plenty of it, maybe not all the Seder details and stuff, but yeah, for sure. And I think like, yeah, because my dad also grew up in the Bronx, like, so I think he was like around plenty of Jews also, so it wasn't like, we got it, understood, but there wasn't that pressure. Because, I talked to like, people like Ariel, Elias, or somebody who like grew up in Kentucky or whatever, and they're like, think way more aware and conscious of their Judaism because it's like you're growing up in like town, city, state, or whatever, where there's like so few Jews.
Yeah, it's just Ariel and Renat.
Yeah, it's just the two of them. It's just those two. But yeah, you can be I can be less conscious of it. I can blend into the Jewish whiteness of New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why aren't you more famous?
Oh, the whole name of the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think there's a certain. I mean, it's probably a bunch of things, but I think there's a certain kind of like look at me sort of like star quality thing that some people with like fame and recognition have that I think I just fundamentally lack in a way that it's just who I am. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think that you care about it though. At least that's the sense that I get.
Yeah, but I do struggle with it only in the sense that there's a thing where it's like it feels so hard now to. It's like the thing I do desperately care about is like wanting like the resources to create more shit and make more shit, and it feels so tough to do that in a way that is like independent of personal branding.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what feels tough, where it's like, oh, do you need to do this more just to be able to have that? And the world of like the idea of like being more like behind just making the stuff and whatever, like it feels tougher. It feels like you have to kind of like loudly sort of jump up and down and command attention in a way that like it does feel like some of the people we know who've gotten a lot of success, it really is just kind of this like, just this constant inundation of like, anytime we open our phones, they're going to be there shouting a thing. Just this kind of like macro rape of all of us in a way where they're just kind of like, okay, fine, yeah, be famous. Yeah. Like just anything to stop, in a way that feels like, it's just like, but I don't know. I mean, I think that's part of it. Not that many people have Showtime as they do Netflix, so that was probably that played a role. But I don't know. So that's really like the thing that I think about in terms of like goal. It's truly not like I need this fame. Like that doesn't sound too exciting to me, but it's just like okay, well, how do I get to continue to work on my shit and get to a place where I can like be able to just keep working on the stuff and not, there's these in between times where you're like either trying to, I mean, so much of it, everybody's in the spot now of just like trying to get money for a thing or pitching a thing or whatever the fuck. And then it's just like, I guess the dream would be like get to a place where it's like self-sustaining in some way. That feels like the aim, the goal for me. But yeah, I don't need to, I'm cool never being on Demois,
What's Demois?
It's like a TMZ, like a gossipy thing, where they'll be like, oh, I saw this person at Trader Joe's and they looked sad or whatever, like that kind of shit.
Yeah, I'm always texting people that I saw you at Trader Joe's and you look sad.
I appreciate that.
And I'm like, oh, sorry, that was a different guy. Like, we didn't know who you were talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? What's
for you or for me?
Either one. I don't know. I don't know how you usually play this game.
People don't always ask me.
Oh, okay.
So but I appreciate you asking.
Yeah.
Very conscientious guest. For me, I talked about it recently. That I don't know that I'm like necessarily like at a. I think that like you were saying, like the older you get, you start to realize like more like what are the things that you actually want.
Yeah.
And I'm like not. I think that it's very easy to be like, I want that thing. I want the thing everybody's getting. And then I think I've kind of come to a place recently of like, well, I'm not necessarily like ready for any of that. And that probably whatever level of fame I have is whatever it should be.
Yeah.
And that if it comes, it'll come. Like the point is more just to do the things I want to do. But I feel the same way as you, where it's like I want the resources.
Sure.
And it's like if you have 100,000 followers on Instagram, then people are like, okay, it's almost like, oh, that's a proof of concept where you can just make a thing.
Sure.
But then it even seems like my friends who have larger followings, it's like we're still at the same open mics.
Right.
You know, like it's your life does not seem to be that different than mine.
It is interesting. Sometimes it feels like those numbers are just ghosts, and sometimes they're real. Yeah, it's all bizarre. It's like you never quite know what means anything, but it does seem to be that never-ending thing, and that's why I just keep coming back to it. But just like truly, for me, it's like, okay, the only thing that I know we have then is like, oh, this shit is fun to make, and I can find a way to make this. And I just need to like lean into that, because all that other stuff, it's like, I don't know how much of that is real. I don't know how much of that is going to do anything except be like a lot of work. And I don't know, you just see people do that where I'm like, I can see the people doing it where they find it fun, and I see people doing a man on the street thing with a tiny microphone, and I'm like, you look miserable right now, and you're doing this because everyone else is doing it or whatever.
Right.
So you're just like, I need my Subway takes thing, but I'm like, you look like you want to die as you're doing this. It's okay to not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, completely. Because I've even had like people sort of like pitch me like, oh, you should like do that with the podcast, like oh, you got, and it's like I started a podcast because I like listening to podcasts and I like talking to people.
Right.
It's not like I don't like a 1 minute soundbite. Like I like hearing a conversation.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean it's I think we gotta like lean into the stuff that we like, and that also might change a lot, you know?
Yeah.
And that's cool too. But it'll evolve as we do.
Yeah, but and then for you, I don't know. I don't get the sense that you're like dying for fame. Where there are certain people that you talk to and like you feel a bitterness in them.
100%.
And you also like you've had like, you know, so you know, you're having a good career. You know, you got a show on Showtime. You have
and I like.
Is this your full-time job, comedy? Like obviously you teach screenwriting.
I teach, and I teach writing, and then I do comedy and write and develop stuff, and you know, just trying to just stay afloat with it, you know.
Yeah, but to me that's the dream, is to be fully making a living off, like to not have to like substitute teach or work as a barista anymore. Like fully making a living off of the things that I like and want to do.
Yeah, but I also think like there's a lot of like in between times that successful people don't talk about, and it always kind of annoys me because I feel like they talk about like success in a way that is just like binary, or just like it didn't happen, it took a while, and then it happened. When like I think the truth, especially now as we move towards this like are now in this kind of like late capitalist kind of like end capitalist Uber-fied gig economy for everything, is just kind of like there are just going to be times in between where you're just kind of like, where it's like, oh, this person has this moment or whatever, or they made this movie or whatever the fuck, and then there's like years in between where it's like I saw Barry Jenkins where he was talking about like the guy who made Moonlight and Beale Street. Like he made his first movie, and then he's like, I had an agent at CAA, but I was working for the next 4 years at Abercrombie and Fitch. You know, just like I'd already made a movie, it had like won this thing and that thing or whatever, and I was just like, all right, I hope this Moonlight thing happens, and you know, just like, but there are those like in between times, and I think it's like good and nice when people acknowledge that, because there are some people where it's like a thing clicks and then they're launched into the stratosphere, and that's great and awesome and cool for them, but the vast majority it's not, and it's just like, how do you sustain and tread water and find like those ways in between, and not let that like break you. And I do think an awareness that there are going to be those times is like incredibly helpful. you know?
Yeah, I like that they show that in the Mel Brooks documentary.
Yeah.
That he had already he'd written for TV shows and he had success, and then suddenly he didn't, and he was when you hear those stories about people that have some success and then are okay, maybe I might need to get a job again. I think that is really reassuring to realize it's not linear, because there's this idea of it's almost like you get a thing and then it's you're drafted into entertainment.
Totally. Totally. Well, because you hear those stories from people in that time or whatever, where it's I just waited for Johnny Carson outside the elevator, and I said, "Mr. Carson, I have some jokes for you." And the kid's "Let's hear what you got, kid," or whatever, and just when it's nah, man, I don't know. You just fucking, those days of having a good set on The Tonight Show and then you're a superstar are generationally over. So,
but even when they were a thing, it's that was still an anomaly.
Of course, yeah, totally, yeah. And so then it's just all right, how do you keep building and sustaining, and also just aware that it's going to be fucking hard to cobble together, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But I do think all the stuff of not waiting for permission is the only real thing to do, I just wouldn't have gotten Flatbush made if I didn't make it as a proof of concept thing initially. And even the animated pilot, I had a friend make a little animated sample, and so it's just kind of it is constantly reminding myself of that, where it's okay, I just always have to make some version of the thing.
Yeah. And you weren't making those with the idea in mind of I'm going to sell this as a pilot, or you were?
Well, Flatbush was kind of the initial hope. It was written as a pilot. The animated thing, it wasn't necessarily. It was just, it seemed fun. But even just now, just in mind, okay, yeah, if this is a thing that's fun. It doesn't need to be a full thing, but if I just make a short thing, is there something bigger that can come from that? And if not, I'm still glad to have made this thing,
Yeah. What advice would you have for aspiring comedians and writers, filmmakers?
I mean, I guess I do think just if when you're young, to just try as much shit as possible, because you don't know where the fun will necessarily be. And also, I mean, I do think some of the stuff we were talking about before, where it's if a thing doesn't work right away, that doesn't mean that it's a bad idea. I get so annoyed when people tell me that they're I had an idea for this thing, but I told so-and-so, or I told this person, or I told that person, and they were oh, I don't think that's a bad idea, or I think that's a bad idea. And I'm fucking any idea can be fine.
Yeah.
It's just an idea. You shape it and you hone it, and it's whatever. It's fucking clay, and you bang it into shape or whatever. But it's just so I don't know. I think it's you gotta be okay with there are times where it's going to be bad, and you just make it a little less bad. And it's the same with stand-up. It's you're bad when you start. You're going to be bad. You'll be bad. And then you just keep working and try to get a little less bad, And that's okay. And also in the process, you figure out what is good and interesting to you. And that's certainly, yeah. And for writing, for filming, I would just say just try to work on other people's stuff as well, even if it's a friend or whatever, and try to take on different roles and just try that shit out. But yeah, I mean, it sounds so whatever, but keep creating in that sense. And also, yeah, again, I think it's okay if a thing doesn't take off initially, because truly, if I held Flatbush to that standard, I would have taken it off YouTube and then just deleted it right away, because I was oh shit, it has 14 views, know. So yeah, and then I don't know. I'll just do whatever the fuck you want. What do I know?
What have you seen any movies that you really liked recently that
what did I see?
Old or new?
Say again.
Old or new? It doesn't.
I saw Sentimental Value, which I loved. You see that one?
I haven't seen that. That's one of the few from last year that I didn't get around to.
Yeah, that one was great. The writing is so good. The actors are so good. I saw It Was Just an Accident. Another one I didn't see.
I did see most of the nominated ones.
You're allowed to have not seen it. That one, the guy's banned from making movies.
Yeah.
In Iran, and he's made a few movies in Iran. But this one was the most like open he's made it. He usually has filmed them like in cars or in, like his house, and here he's like out on the street and shit. Jafar Panahi, like, yeah, I mean but even on its own without that backstory, it's still like extremely good. What else did I see recently? I saw. Wow, you know what I saw a few months ago that I feel like I'd only seen. I'd never seen The Shawshank Redemption in full. I'd seen like, because it was like one of those things that was on TNT a million times when I was a kid. And I was like, I realized, there are certain scenes I've seen like 1,000 times, but I don't think I've ever seen the full movie. That movie's good.
It's very good. I recently, for the first time,
they did good work there.
Saw a different Stephen King. I saw Stand By Me. I'd never seen that before.
Classic.
Incredible.
Yeah. That guy, the run Rob Reiner had starting out of the gate, Spinal Tap. Best mockumentary. Stand By Me, one of the best coming of age things. He did Princess Bride. He did
When Harry Met Sally. Those were back to back and so different. They're all so different.
Crazy.
And then A Few Good Men.
Yeah, he did Misery. That was the one I'd never seen. I've
never seen Misery. I haven't seen Misery or A Few Good Men.
Oh, A Few Good Men. I saw that on a plane. I'd only seen the famous You Can't Handle the Truth thing.
Of course I've seen that.
Yeah. But I saw the full thing on a plane, and I loved it, but it's also on a plane. Every movie's better on a plane.
Yeah, I agree. I think the two best places to watch a movie, in the theater or on a plane.
I saw Wild Wild West on a plane. You know that Will Smith movie?
The one that he turned down The Matrix for.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn. But I was watching it on a plane, and I was like, this is one of the best movies of all time. I was like, why do people shit on this movie? But this movie's unbelievable. I watched it again on the return trip, and I was like, this holds up. I've never seen it on the ground. I've heard it's not good. But I'm like, this is awesome.
I think that's how you know a movie is really bad, if you watch it on a plane and still don't like it. Like, I watched the Kevin Durant movie Thunderstruck on a plane, and I was like, this is dog shit.
Well, we'll never watch that. That's for little kids. That's their Kazam. They have to grow up and realize that it's not good.
It's like it's the same plot as Teen Wolf.
You know what's funny? To go back to Kazam for a second, is Shaq. So not to give away all of it, but Shaq is a genie that comes out of a boombox. That's who he plays, Kazam, this genie. And it's funny that it's like an Aladdin parody, but the boombox has aged. Like, the boombox is now more dated than Aladdin.
Than a lamp.
Yeah. It's like, there's still lamps. There's no boombox. That's what they get for trying to be topical, you know?
That's so funny, because even you go back. Yeah, that music, the way we listen to music has really keeps on going. But then vinyl. But then
light. It's just fucking lamps, you know.
I know lamps will never die. That's the takeaway from this podcast.
My advice:
boombox is temporary. Lamps are forever.
To aspiring comics, just invest in fucking lamps, you know.
Anything you want to plug before we wrap up?
Oh, just Being Buble on YouTube, and follow me, Dan J Perlman on Instagram and all that. And whatever. Just you look up my name, follow me on all the things. Thanks, man.
Dan Perlman.
Mwah. Extra.